Next game is Wok Star.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I believe, a Kickstarter game. It's released by Game Salute. We should probably start maybe promoting the publishers of these games because we like them a lot.
Yes.
Or if we don't, we want you to know that we don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, Wok Star is a 4-player cooperative game. You can play it 2 to 4 players. And essentially, you are opening a Chinese restaurant and you're trying to make it on opening day. So you go through like 4 or 5 days or whatever, or 4 or 5 rounds, 4 rounds of trying to make money in order to upgrade your facility and things like that and your menu. And then on the 5th round, you want to come out, you start with no money anymore on that round, and you're trying to make 20,000 per player, basically, just to show the investors that you, on opening day, can make this a successful business.
Okay.
So the way the game is played, though, you got all these preparation cards that allow you to you roll some dice, and you can't change the faces on it. They're just 6-sided dice, and you move them onto these cards that might say for every 3 you get 2 of one ingredient, like 2 of the onions or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this big wok board in the middle, and it's like levels, so 1 through 6. And then you have these ingredient chips that you put on there on whatever line, and you move those once you spin those ingredients and stuff like that to prepare more of that ingredient.
Right.
The coolest thing about it is it has a timer. You have 15, 20, or 30 seconds, depending on how hard you want the game to be, to make your decision. So you click the button and you flip over a card and it says you need to make fried rice and it needs these ingredients. You move the chips down and on that same card, it'll tell you which player goes next. Table number 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then you basically pass the timer to that person and they do the same thing. And then that's pretty much the game.
Pretty much.
It sounds really boring and like silly when you explain it or if you read the rules. But I actually thought it was quite enjoyable.
Very chaotic.
Yeah, a lot more chaotic than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll say thematic-wise, you felt like you was in a restaurant. You felt like you needed orders. You're sitting there screaming, I need more peppers. I need more egg roll wraps. I need this. Ingredients are running out. And you're doing simple things with your dice, like making 2 dice equal up to 7. It doesn't sound like much, but in a real-time 15-second drill, it comes down to being more of a big deal than you would think.
Yeah, especially when the person because only one person has each preparation card for an ingredient.
Right.
So if you need pork, one person has that card.
It's their responsibility.
And they're probably off reading something else or looking at somebody else's card and kind of planning future. You're like, make me this stuff.
Yeah.
What are you doing? We only have 15 seconds.
I need more shrimp, dude. Come on, get it.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. Now, I will say that I think the playability is probably a little low because you always start off with the same ingredients, and it's really the same deck that you shuffle. Maybe the events are different.
The events, you can, I guess, your menu items might change a little bit.
But that's only when you well, yeah, because at the end of each round, you get to buy
right
new menu items, and then those give you new ingredients. And really, those are just better payoffs. But the other thing is, like, it allows you to spin your dice more specifically. You kind of want to get the ingredients that are always constantly showing up.
Right, and that's what we did. We strategically picked menu items that would work more with what we already had. There was no sense in adding 2 new ingredients, making people have more responsibility when there's something that's only adding 1. Yeah, and exactly. It seemed like the payout was just the same or better in some cases. So, I mean, you got to kind of plan in that sense, and that, I think, optimized our outcome. But
yeah, I think so. I mean, we won on the first time, and it sounds really weird for me to say this, but I almost don't like winning cooperative games on the first playthrough. I feel like it almost cheapened the event. It doesn't really want you to, it doesn't allow you to want to strive to that completion. But like, we didn't get beat down and be like, all right, we got this. It's just like, oh, well, we won.
Yeah.
So,
but we did do it on the normal mode. I guess we could take 5 seconds off. I could see that being somewhat of a hindrance, but I think once we got it down, teamwork is valuable in this game, and yes. I think we worked really well. I think our first round we missed, I think 1 table or something like that, but then after that we didn't miss, I don't think, again.
Yeah, and it might have something to do with each player gets a character card and you get a special ability.
Right.
And mine was the ability to like make an excuse and you get to restart the timer.
Yes.
So the one time during the round when all your ingredients are low and you flip it over and you're kind of calculating, like you don't want to spin any dice until you see what you need.
Right.
That 15 seconds is massive. And I think the other thing is the event cards kind of kill the mood. The events cards are cool, and that's how you get extra dice, but you do stop the timer, and I think you need the game etiquette of the game is to like not discuss anything other than reading the event card, doing it, starting the timer, and going on, because we were doing some discussion at first, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's don't plan out that much. I mean, we might as well just stop the timer.
In spirit of the game, we shouldn't have been doing that.
Oh, well, come back to that.
I will say real quick before we move on, I think the playable characters, I think we pretty much had the best ones. After looking through them, I kind of dudded out on the rest of the characters really being anything special. So
yeah, I almost think that taking the characters out would make it harder too.
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want a better challenge. Anyway, I am glad I got this game. I've been wanting it for a couple of years. And I think salute games are a little harder to find for the most part, especially online. Or maybe I just don't know where I'm looking. I mean, I'm usually buying stuff off Cool Stuff or Miniature Market. So the games I want from them, even going to Gen Con, they didn't have this for some reason at the last Gen Con. Or I'm blind, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So let's go.